Hello. We today, for task 8, are going to be continuing. It's kind of a continuation from last week where we were talking about theme and summary. So this is kind of like the nonfiction equivalent of that. Okay? So we're talking about central idea, and you'll still be kind of putting in the summary pieces as well. So hopefully this is a piece of cake. Just like all of these tasks, they are meant to just review stuff we should have already learned. But again, if you feel like you have no idea what this is, call me over, ask me for help. That's what I'm here for, okay? So what is a central idea? And again, we're talking about nonfiction when we think about this. So main idea in a fiction text ends up creating your theme. We're talking like pretty exclusively nonfiction today. So again, though, your central idea is the main idea in a nonfiction text. I hope that's big enough for you to be able to see it. Let me try. Does that help? Probably. Okay, so we have two different types of central idea. We have an implied central idea. This is where the supporting details show you the main idea. So it's not like, here, this is what this is going to be about. It's like you have to make an inference. It's implied, so you have to infer. Oh, he's eating my food. Oh. All right, and so then we have the stated central idea. This is where it says it to you right up. It's straight up telling you the central idea. A lot of times this is like in the thesis. So if you're reading somebody's like essay on something, that thesis statement oftentimes will tell you that central idea, right? Because it's like, here's what the paper's going to be about. So we have 4 steps to go through in order to identify the central idea. Some people can just read a text and be like, oh, I know exactly what it is. But some of us struggle sometimes to figure out exactly what that main idea is. So we're going to give you the 4 steps. So your first thing is to use the text features. So when we talk about text features, oftentimes with a nonfiction text, we're thinking headings and subheadings specifically. So those will help you to figure out what that central idea is. You look at like the title of it, then you look at all those little different headings that are included in it, and that can kind of help you to create the central idea. Okay? Then we determine the text structure. So when we think about text structure, we're thinking, is it in chronological order? So is it telling us somebody's like life story, and it's like, first this happened, then this happened, then this happened. If you can identify that structure, a lot of times you can identify the central idea in a better way. You can also see what's it comparing and contrasting. A lot of times whatever that main thing is will tell you, bless you, the argument that it's trying to make, and that will show you that central idea. And last, is it giving you a problem and trying to find the solution? If it's set up in that structure, that can help you to find the main idea, the central idea, as we call it with the Common Core. Number 3 is going to seem a little counterintuitive, so you ignore the supporting details. But you only ignore them for right now. You will need these, because a lot of times when you are asked to explain the central idea, you are then asked to also include those supporting details. So you're going to need them, but if you get too bogged down by all of those supporting details, you will lose sight of what that main idea is. So you don't want to think about all of the little tiny like pieces, the details. You want to focus on what is this exclusively about. Then you pull in the supporting details to explain and support your answer. Make sense? Good. Should make sense. And then, if all else fails, find the thesis. And this goes into what we said before about the stated central idea. So if you're reading something that does have a thesis statement, your central idea is right there. But if you are reading like a newspaper article, a lot of times they don't tell you right off the bat. You have to use that headline, and then you use the different structures within it to figure out what their main point is. Okay? If you are analyzing somebody else's essay, your central idea should be right there for you because it should be in the thesis. But again, in the real world, when you're actually reading a lot of stuff, most of the time it's not going to just be like, this is going to be about this. That would be way too easy, right? So we have two examples here we're going to do together. This one talks about the stated central idea. So, follow along while I read this to you. An archaeologist is a person who studies the cultural and physical remains of past civilizations. Some archaeologists study bones, others study artifacts, and which are things from ancient civilizations like artwork, tools, and buildings. Archaeologists can have many different specialties. Sometimes they spend time researching the past. Many archaeologists spend time doing field work, collecting and observing information while digging at a site. And, maybe most importantly, they have to put all the things they find together to form theories about the past, whether it's a particular civilization or animal. Certain evidence provides information about the way people and animals lived and behaved. For example, the way an animal's teeth are formed might indicate what kind of food the animal ate. By putting this information together, archaeologists can give us theories of how people lived thousands of years ago. So there's so many details in here that we need to ignore, because the stated central idea is right here. Look, we're going to underline it. We're going to bold it. I'm going to make it big. That is the central idea. All of this other stuff is just giving us these little details. It's like, oh, they do this, we get this from it, all of these awesome little pieces of information. But if I want the central idea, it is right there. An archaeologist is a person who studies the cultural and physical remains of past civilizations. There it is. All right? So that's where it is the absolutely stated one. Now we're going to go to where it is implied. Oh, I forgot to include the right thing down here. Okay, so implied central idea. Follow along. Do you wear glasses? Make sure your glasses fit well. The earpieces should be at eye level. Don't try to adjust the earpieces yourself. Take your glasses for adjustments to the place you bought them. Keep your glasses in a case when you're not wearing them. This will prevent scratches. Keep the lenses clean. A soft cloth is best for cleaning. So it gives us a ton of steps, and all those steps can be thought of as details. Ultimately, the one, like the main topic it's talking about is glasses, but what is it trying to tell us about it? It is as simple as this. Taking care of glasses requires many steps. That's the central idea of this tiny little paragraph. And then your supporting details are how it shows you step by step what you need to do. But overall, taking care of glasses requires many steps. There it is. There's your central idea. So you will see on task 8 that you will be doing 2 parts. The first part, you will read short passages and pick from multiple choice, okay? So that shows me that you're able to look at those choices and figure it out. And then the second will have you reading a current events article, so about stuff that's actually going on right now, okay? When you're done with all that, you'll do Code Talker chapters 14 and 15. I will hopefully be recording those shortly for you. If not, you got to read them on your own, okay? Bye.